What up, though, families and friends? Welcome back to another video. In your time with me today, we will be working through dividing decimal numbers. And as you see at the top, after this video, you will be able to say this to anyone. I can divide decimal numbers. And you can say that with some pride. All right, let's get it going. So remember what division is all about. It's about equal sharing. So up here we have our division sentence or our division equation. And we have 6 and 72 hundredths divided by 3. And I find that when we do this, put a dollar sign in front of it and talk about money, it's more relatable. So we can say we have $6.72 and we're dividing it between 3 people. How much would each person get? And also keep in mind, division is the opposite of multiplication. So with multiplication, we see our products get bigger, our answers get bigger. In division, we see the opposite. Our quotient or our answer to a division problem gets smaller. Let's do it. So as you can see, families, we have a place value chart. And I'm going to show you how to divide using a place value chart and then relate it to the standard algorithm of division, which we all know it as long division. So first things first, I notice I have 6 ones. So I'm going to use place value discs to show that. And I'm going to drop in 6 ones. All right, I have my 6 ones, and then I move over 7 tenths, and I do the same thing. There are my 7 tenths, and lastly, I have 2 hundredths. 1, 2. And we're gonna divide this into 3 groups. And what we can do is break up our place value chart into 3 groups. And it looks like this. Here's group 1, row 1 is group 1. Here's group 2, row 2, and here's our group 3, row 3. And then I'm gonna share one by one. All right, and we're gonna cross it off as we share. I'm sharing one with group 1, sharing another with group 2, sharing another with group 3. So far, I shared 3 of them. I still have 3 left. Let's keep going. Sharing another, and I'm sharing my last one. Do I have anything left? Nope. So that means I equally shared. Each group will get 2. We can clearly see that. Let's move on to the tenths. I have a feeling it's not going to be as clean. All right, let's share our first tenth. Cross it off and share. Cross it off and share. Okay, so I was only able to share 2 into each group or share a total of 6. I have 1 left over. If I was to share that with one of the groups, it would be unfair. One group would have 3 while the other had 2. So what we do when we get to a situation like this is we unbundle. We take that remainder and bring it back to the place value on the right. And we are going to unbundle it. And remember, we only bundle when we have 10. So when we unbundle, we're taking that 1/10 and breaking it up into 10 hundredths. When you unbundle, it creates 10. All right, so I took that 1/10 that was remaining, unbundled it, and now I have 10, 11, 12 hundredths. So let's see if I can share evenly now and complete the problem. Let's go ahead and share our hundredths. All right, I can see I shared them all. I shared all 12 into my 3 groups. Each group, excuse me, each group received 4 hundredths. Now I can go ahead and look at one of the groups now that I don't have anything else to share and get my answer. So you can look at any group. I always look at the first one. So I know 6 and 72 hundredths divided by 3 is 2 ones, 2 ones, 2 tenths, 2 tenths, and 4 hundredths, and 4 hundredths. So if I had $6.72 and I had to share between 3 people, we each would get $2.24. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All right, now let's relate all of this to some long division. And don't be scared, it's actually much easier than it looks. So we're gonna use this space on the side to make our connections. So first things first, we draw our long division box. And it looks like a sideways capital L, or half of a rectangle. Half of a rectangle. There's our rectangle, but we only want half of it. Okay, and then we take our dividend and place that in the box. The number we are dividing goes inside of the box. 6 and 72 hundredths. And then we take our divisor, the number we are dividing our problem by, and that goes outside of the box. And watch how this makes so much sense. We start in the ones place and we ask ourselves, what is 6 divided by 3? Oh, that equals 2. 1, 2. When we divided 6 by 3, we got 2. And we put the answer above the place that we just divided, right above. And then we ask ourselves next, how many did we share in the ones place? Oh, we shared all 6. We shared all 6. And then we ask, how many were left over? And we do that through subtraction. 6 minus 6 is 0. We had 0 ones left over once we shared it all. And we see that represented in our place value chart. And now we move over and we look in the tenths place. Remember, we started with 7 tenths. 7 tenths. And we bring that down so we can really focus on it. We bring that down. And we start the process all over again. What is 7 tenths divided by 3? Oh, that's 2. We got 2 again. So 7 divided by 3 is 2. And when we did 7 divided by 3, how many were we able to share? We were only able to share 2, 4, 6. Or you can look up here and look at what you crossed off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We were only able to share 6. Now subtract. How many were left over? We had 1/10 left over. Here's the connection. 7 minus 6 is 1. Perfect. And then when we had that 1 left over, we had to unbundle it. And remember, when we unbundled it, it created 12 hundredths. Look at this. We have a 2 in the hundredths place now. Bring it down. Look at what number we just made. We just made 12. This is the same thing. And now we start all over again. What is 12 divided by 3? Oh, 12 divided by 3 is 1, 2, 3, 4. 12 divided by 3 is 4. How many did we share? Oh, we shared all 12 of them. And subtract. Were there any left over? Any remainders? There were none. We got 0, we are the hero. So now we can take our decimal point, bring it up, and we got the same quotient. 6 and 72 hundredths divided by 3 equals 2 and 24 hundredths. Check. And this is the relationship between dividing with the place value chart and moving towards the standard algorithm of division, which we call long division. So, families and friends watching at home, we are going to start to push our students to only moving towards the long division process. However, keep using this as a scaffold if you need that extra support. And my students know you can always pull out your place value chart and use your tools to get the right answer. That's what good math students do. All right, let's move on. We have one more to do. Okay, this time we have 6 and 72 hundredths, but this time we're dividing it by 4. So remember those $6.72 we had? Now one more person came to share. They want some of that money too. Now, how much money are we going to get? Let me know if you think you get more money or less money now that we're sharing with more people. Okay, let's set our place value chart up. We know we need 6 and 72 hundredths, so let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 ones, check. 7 tenths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 tenths, check. And now 2 hundredths. 1, 2. And this time we're dividing by 4. So we're going to need 4 groups or 4 rows. Let's go ahead and do it. Here's my group 1. Here's my group 2. Here's my group 3 and my group 4. And I'm gonna start my long division problem too. I just wanna get that on the board. All right, here we go. Let's start to share our ones. And students watching this at home, you can pause the video right here and work on both on your own. Once you're done, come back and watch me do it. All right, I can already see I could only share 4 of them where each group received 1. And I have 2 left over. So I need to unbundle both of those and bring them into the tenths column. Starting with this one. And remember, when you unbundle, it always creates 10. And this one down here. All right, and before I dive in, I just want to count and make sure I'm doing things accurately. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 26, 27. So I just made 27 tenths, and I'm dividing it by 4. I already know 4 does not go into 27 evenly, so I'm probably going to have some left over. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so I was only able to share 24 of them. And I can see I have 1, 2, 3 left over, which I cannot share because I have 4 groups. So that's where I'm telling myself to stop and unbundle. This time I'm unbundling 3 of them. So we're gonna need a lot of space right here in the hundredths place because we're about to unbundle 3, which we know is going to create an additional 30 hundredths. Here we go. And families watching at home, as you can see, this could get messy. It has the potential to get messy. So it's very important that we take our time and we draw our lines as straight as possible and we give ourselves enough room up here to unbundle when we need to. So now I have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, plus 2 is 32 hundredths, and I have 4 groups. I think this could work out for us. Let's go. Notice I'm sharing 2 at a time. You do not have to do that. I'm just showing you that we can work faster once we get the steps down pat. Okay, I just shared them all. That's what's up. We were able to share all of our hundredths, and I can see each group just received 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. Each group received 8. Now that we don't have anything else to share, let's get our product. Let's get our quotient. So our quotient is the answer to a division problem. Remember, you can look at any group you want. I like to look at group 1. I can see we have 1, 1. I put the 1 in the ones place. Need my decimal. 2, 4, 6 tenths. 6 tenths. And 8 hundredths. So each of us, if we had $6.72 and divided it by 4, would only receive $1.68, which is less money than our previous example when we were only dividing it by 3. So remember, the more people you have to share with, the less you're gonna have for yourself. Keep that in mind. All right, great job. Let's move on and start our long division problem. And you're gonna start to notice the connections much faster. Always start in the ones column. 6 divided by 4. How many times does 4 go into 6? As you can see, it's just 1 time. Just 1. And when we did 6 divided by 4, how many were we able to share? Well, we were only able to share 4. Put that right underneath and then subtract. 6 minus 4 is 2. 2 represents how many we had remaining. 1, 2. Remember, we unbundled them. So now we can move on to the tenths column and bring that digit down. Bring the 7 down. Now we just made 27 tenths. 27 tenths. And that's exactly how many we had here before we shared. We had 27, remember? 10, 20, 25, 26, 27. Yep, that makes sense. Now let's start all over. What is 27 divided by 4? Oh, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 27 divided by 4 is 6. How many were we able to share? We were only able to share 24 of them. 6 plus 6 is 12, plus another 6 is 18, plus another 6 is 24. We were only able to share 24. Now subtract. I know 7 minus 4 is 3. 2 minus 2 is 0. I'm not even going to put a 0 there. Now that we have 3 remaining, I'm gonna check to make sure that's what we had. 1, 2, 3. Yep, we had 3 remaining, which is why we needed to unbundle those to create 30 additional hundredths, which is why we needed a lot of room, remember? So now we move on to the hundredths place, bring that digit down. No surprise to you, we have 32 hundredths. That's what we had. Now we start all over again. It's just a pattern, it's a process, and we repeat it. 32 divided by 4 is 8. You don't believe me? Count what you have in each group. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, that makes sense. How many were we able to share? We shared all of them. We shared all 32. Now subtract how many were left over. 0 were left over. We had no remainders. So that means we got 0. We are the hero. 6 and 72 hundredths divided by 4 is 1 and 68 hundredths. We got the same answer. So, as you all can see, the place value method is extremely efficient. However, it's a little more time consuming. And when we start dividing by bigger numbers, especially when our divisor is bigger, we're actually not going to want to use this method because we're not going to have enough space to create 5, 6, 7, 8 plus rows. We're going to need a lot of room for that. So what I want my students to start to do is practice with this, build your confidence. But the standard algorithm of division or long division is what I really want my students aiming for.